Ladies and gentlemen, gentlemen and ladies, ladies and gents, got a little bit of Prince in our background. He's going to get a little louder for a second now. Y'all just hold on. He's going to get louder, but that's not my fault. He's going to get louder because I'm going to have to turn him down in a second. Nah, just kidding. He's on Bluetooth now. And he's talking about going uptown, downtown. Okay. Now, while we got Prince in our background, I got to talk to y'all about something. Y'all ready to hear something we're going to talk about? Y'all say yay? Okay, yay. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this video is going to be short, to the point. Those of you who are doing arbitration, those of you who are using the contracts modeled after the Bradley Christopher Stark contracts, let me show you something. Let me tell you something. Ladies and gentlemen, this is casetext.com. If you've never been to casetext.com, go to casetext.com. Look up your case law that you're interested in, like the validity of implied consent agreements. I didn't even have to put the word agreement. Notice the very first one. This is Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico. Ladies and gentlemen, pay attention. Under Puerto Rican law, the party may tacitly enter into an agreement through implied consent. Now, the determining of elements of implied consent is the person's conduct. If you can respond, but you don't have to respond. But if you don't respond, please understand you're still required to provide the following information. If you don't provide that information, you will have, at that point, by your actions, by failing to respond, agreed and consented to all the terms of this agreement, okay? Oh, you also can opt out of the arbitration clause. You got 10 days now, but if you don't, then, you know, life goes on. Hey, peace out, G. And if they do anything within the terms and conditions of the agreement, it's called implied consent. A performance, a conduct, a contract based on acts or actions or action, or inaction, or inactions, or forbearance, or forbearances, or conduct, or performance, or performances. If you pay attention, ladies and gentlemen, that's the information that's being conveyed. Ladies and gentlemen, I kind of dedicated this song to my son. And I did that concerning me, because that's how I felt. Okay, let me go ahead and oh, stop it. Give me a second, y'all. I gotta answer this. I am a mountain. Oh, I'm sorry, I apologize. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get to the next case. U.S. versus 60 acres and a mule. I'm sorry, U.S. versus 60 acres in Etowah County. Is it Etowah or Etowah? Etowah. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, agreement. The act or result of coming into harmony or in accord. Consent is an act of reason, accompanied with deliberation, deliberateness. The mind weighing, as in the balance, the good and evil of each side. It means voluntary agreement by a person in the possession or exercise of sufficient mental capacity to make an intelligent choice to do something proposed by another. It supposes a physical power to act, a moral power of action, and a serious, determined, and free use of these powers. Consent is implied in every agreement. It is an act unclouded by fraud, duress, and sometimes even mistake. This case right here, we're just going to read the second part of the paragraph. Y'all can go over this. You see what I put in case text, okay? Validity of implied consent. It supposes a physical power to act, a mental power of action, and a serious, determined, and free use of these powers. Now pay attention. See how it says the same thing? Because that's what the courts do. That's why you do it. It is an act unclouded by fraud and duress and sometimes mistakes. Black's Law Dictionary on acquiescence. Acquiescence, when coupled with conduct, is assent to an agreement. This includes implied consent by conduct of the parties. Okay, in the absence of a strong, contravailing public policy, the parties to litigation may consent by their conduct to the law to be implied. Ladies and gentlemen, that's what you do every time you go to court. You consent by your conduct. When they are applying their junk and you show up in court not challenging their junk, it's implied consent. Implied consent is by nature implied in law. Merely by choosing to drive a motor vehicle, pay attention, on the roads of this state, a driver agrees to submit to chemical testing in the event of his arrest for a DWI, driving while under the influence. Okay? The consequences for refusing a chemical test are published law, of which every citizen is presumed to have knowledge of and consented. But no, we ain't gonna just stop there with the driving thing. Oh, no. Let's go to the next one. Motor Vehicle Administration versus Kraft. Determine blood alcohol concentration if a person should be detained on suspicion of driving or attempting to drive while under the influence of alcohol. Although the statute deems all motorists of Maryland to have consented to take a breath test, it nonetheless, it's a presumption, allows an individual detained under suspicion of drunk driving to elect at the time whether or not to take the test. But there are consequences. That's what it's going to say next. Thus, while consent is implied, it may be withdrawn. But refusal to take the test have consequences. Just like refusal to respond to our agreement, even if you pull out of the arbitration agreement, consequences, because by not supplying the information, you therefore consent to arbitration. By the way, Amazon just sent out its new notices of its contracts. It is getting rid of because it sees Congress is attacking all of the mandatory arbitrations. Okay, just go ahead and look at Amazon's new arbitration terms of agreement. How now you get to elect to go to court or arbitration. Okay, before you had no choice. Now you get to elect or choose. I'm glad that every time they respond to me, they get a response back from me saying, thank you for agreeing to this agreement. Oh, no, we opt out of your agreement. You know, I'm glad that that happens every single time. Oh, but isn't it a do not reply response mail that they give? Yes, exactly. But you know what they do? Every time they receive notification from you, they post it on their website, showing you that you did respond to them. Thank you. Thank you. And it's on their website, not on mine. All right. Look, inaction or silence, which raises a presumption that consent has been given. Implied consent is also presumed, presumption of law, from the party's course of conduct or relationship, prior relationship. Implied contracts are inferred from the party's conduct and actions. All of you who have done the contracts, the other party by either responding late, challenging it in court, all of those are conducts under the terms of the agreement that bounds them to the agreement. Here is how you find your case law to support your case. Appeal that and go on, people. Ladies and gentlemen, I will say this lastly. All of you whom we were told to file complaints with the court, trust me on the fact that you're going to have to file those complaints. Trust me on the fact that many of you are not even going to come close to downloading a single one of those forms. And the majority of you will never come close to filing a single complaint against the judge because you are afraid. I'm afraid they're going to come after me. Yeah, they're going to put me in my jail. And I ain't never been to jail before. No, oh, God, no, I can't do that. Oh, and I'm old and I'm crippled and I'm an old woman and I can't afford. Who gonna take care of my cat? Huh? Who gonna take care of my cat? You ain't gonna take care of my cat. I ain't doing no stupid. Okay, that's how some of you are, and I'm so glad that there are so many people on this planet who are not like you. All right, hey, ladies and gentlemen, we got Lou Ross, the late great Lou Ross. I knew his aunt. She's late great too. I mean, I knew his sister. Sorry, I said aunt. Knew his sister. Her last name was Price. She was one of Jehovah's Witnesses. She's late great too, but love that woman. His sister, both of them passed away. Ladies and gentlemen, with that being said, have a very good day. Have a very good life. Y'all take care of yourselves. I'm going to go have a Coke and a smile. I will see y'all some other while. Goodbye.